Hi, I'm gonna be making a video series for all of you, and I'm gonna compile it in one playlist so that, you know, especially the beginner would know what to do when they want to join the art of paper flower making. So in this very first video, this is just all orientation of all the materials that I use from the basic to advanced. So this is especially made for the beginners or to those people who wanted to know or learn what I use in my paper flower making. So let's start with the basic. So the first thing first, so let's start with the cardstock. So what cardstock do we really need to use? So I highly recommend you would use the 65 pound or 176 GSM or 80 pound cardstock for your regular paper flowers. However, when I said regular paper flowers, it's the giant ones, the big ones. So these are the flower that I intend to use. So however, when you are making like the tiny roses templates that I have or smaller flowers, I would recommend to use 65 or even lower, like 60 pounds cardstock. So these are the two basic cardstock that I use in my paper flowers. So a lot of you were asking, where did I get my cardstock? So first off, I buy it in Michael's. And in Michael's, I don't really buy the regular price, that's $6.99. I always wait until it gets to $5 for $10. So, and I buy bulk, like almost every time I come out from one Michael's store, and I paid like $200 or something. And you know, you don't really have to worry if you want to really push this one into a business. You would not worry to spend that much because cardstock doesn't spoil. So you can set that one aside there and, you know, make flowers and sell it on Facebook Market, or, you know, when you have some client that wants you to make paper flowers and you already have the supply there. So the advantage of looking for the low price cardstock is that you don't have to price your paper flowers as high. So there's a big tendency that it's more affordable for clients to get. So anyway, these are my to-go weight of paper, 65 pounds and 80 pounds. So I'm using the regular size paper. It's the 8 by 8.5 by 11 inches. So there are also some different types of cardstock that I use every now and then. So there's the 100 pounds. Unfortunately, this is the salmon color, and they don't really have the one in thinner version, which is the 65 to 80 pounds. They only have the 100 pounds weight. And I use this in regular paper flowers and especially roses. This really looks good in roses, but I don't recommend this in tiny flowers because it's too beginning to this weight. It becomes too stiff for molding small flowers. And especially this one, the 110 pounds and the 130 pounds. So there were clients that really asked for this particular color. So I really don't have a choice but to use this cardstock. And the thing is, you are only limited to use this one to a larger petal, because there's no way you can make this one in a smaller flower. Plus it's hard to cut, it's hard to mold. But this one is ideal if you are gonna trace or gonna make print this one for your template for durability and longevity. So these are the special cardstock that I have. Also here, a 50 pounds text paper. Basically, it's just thicker than the regular bond paper. So it's 75 GSM and it's colored. I have several of this, and you might think that you cannot use a thinner paper. Well, you can, especially when you are forming, you know, the small size rose, the 8 inches rose, and the medium size. But I don't recommend this one to make a large rose. You can, but it's really hard. However, if there was one time that a client really wants to have this color, and I have hard time using this one for smaller roses. So this one is the closest that I can get. So I get this one also so that I can make smaller roses using this paper. And I have here the gold paper, which I only use for centers. So I don't use this for making paper flower, because I get this one from Michael's. Let me show you the pack. So this is the pack. This is what, you know, it looks like. So in one pack there's only 4 pieces of this foil gold in it. So I don't really use this, even though I get this one in a cheaper price for $2 per pack. But in each pack there's only 4 pieces of this gold foil. So again, I'm gonna show you later how I make in some video series on how I make my gold flowers, or flowers that are really hard to find. So this is the foil, gold foil, and also this one is the glittered. So I got this one from Joann's, and I got this one on sale. I believe I got this for like 5 pieces for $1. So that was long time ago. So that's my tip, that every time there's a sale, do not hesitate to, you know, spend some money and buy bulk of those cardstock. And if you have to order it on their online, because that's what I do. If I have two Michaels close by to our house, if I already get rid of all of their cardstock in their aisle and the color that I want is not there anymore, I have to go online and buy it there. But there's no way that I'm buying it in regular price, because there's no way also that you can sell it easily to your customer. I mean, I cannot blame you if you are going to raise up your price, especially when you are buying the cardstock in a high price also. But also, luckily for me, we have a supplier from China. So it's really hard, it's a bit tricky, because when you order from China, from Alibaba, most of the supplier will have the required quantity, and there's no way that I'm gonna spend $5,000 just for cardstock with just one color. So it's really not for everybody, but luckily we have a guy in China who able to manage to buy it for us in a lower quality per color. So we're able to do that. But for those who just want to get your supply from here, you can really buy your cardstock locally. Just be wise on doing so. And if you are in Nevada or California area, I believe there's this shop, Kelly Paper, and actually that's where I get this cardstock. This is a 67 pounds, 11 by 17 inches. I use this one when I'm making giant flowers, like giant rose or the 41 inches flower that I made recently. So also this one was from Joanne, and I got this one for I think I got this for 12 pieces for $2. So I have lots of cardstock, 12 by 12 cardstock that I have. So this is also usable, especially, I mean, the 12 by 12 has more color options compared to the typical 8.5 by 11. So I bought also lots of 12 by 12 cardstock with me. So you can use this one as center, you can use this one as paper flower petal also. So here's another thing that I got from Michael. So normally it's $16.99, but I got this one for $5.99, which has 48 sheets on it. So for me, it's really a good price compared to its regular. So although the color is only limited, but basically I'm using this cardstock, you know, for flower center. So that's for the cardstock. Let's set this one aside to clear up the room a little bit. Now let's talk about the pencil that I use, especially when you are, you know, just beginning. So when you are just starting, I would recommend, you know, to try it first using all by hand. So this is the pencil that I use. It's big, pencil number 2. It's 0.7 mm. So what I like most about this pencil is that it's very thin, yet it's dark enough for me to see the lines on my tracing. So this is what my preferred pencil in tracing my petals, because you don't want to have a flower, you know, that has all the pencil lines on it, or, you know, spend more time on erasing the traces that you made in making your petals. So I'm gonna put the link down below of all the stuff that I have here, so that you too can purchase it. So this is my ideal pencil. So let's go to the curling materials. So I have different curling materials here. Actually, this is my stash of curling materials that I gathered. So, but basically I have 4 to-go sizes on my curling materials. So I have 10 mm, I have 9, I have 8 mm, and I have 7. So basically these are knitting bamboo sticks, and I will also put the link down below on where you can purchase it. So these are my to-go. So as you know me, you know, when I make paper flowers, I layer it from the largest to the smallest. So even with my largest flower, I use 4 layers of petals. So these are really the curling materials that I use, you know, for the largest, the second largest, the medium, and then the small. So in case that we have you know, larger petals, I have here the 12 mm, which is much larger than the 10. And if we go down, I also have here lots of smaller option. So from 3 mm up to 12 mm. So these are my to-go these are my to-go curler. These are just extra in case I have very large petals to make. These are for the smaller ones. And if we're talking about like tiny flowers, as tiny as 2 inches, what I love most to use when curling are this mini screwdriver that I got from my husband's toolbox. So I use this one for curling my Tiny Roses series. And I also have this one, like I use this for making peonies. Like I am just pressing, you know, the center of the petal to create texture and curl on it. So I don't know what you call this, but I get this one from Amazon. I will also put the link down below. But this is very helpful. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is the cardboard that I use to make the base. So basically this is the white cardboard. This is like I got this one from the Dollar Tree. 2 sheets for $1. Basically you can make 15 to 20 bases in 1 sheet, so it's really cheap. And why I don't recommend cardstock in making the base, because the base will be the one that, you know, hold your petals together. So the more sturdy your base is, the more, you know, durable your flowers will be, and it will last longer also. So I use the poster board for the base. So as you can see here, I also have a pipe cleaner. So pipe cleaner is optional. So I use that basically as a hanger for my flowers. So we have the base, as you can see. This is the pipe cleaner that I use, so that you can just hang this one on a hook or wherever you want to hang it. So this is optional. You can make a paper flower with or without this one. So I'm just showing you the things that I'm using. So the way how I do it, I just cut this one in 4. So this is just a quarter of the strip. I bent it, and then I glue it on my base before placing the petals around. So why I don't recommend the wire, just the plain wire? Well, especially when you are doing an outdoor event and you are using this one to put this one in a safety pin on the fabric, when you have like a mix of paper flower and fabric. So when you are in outdoor and it's sunny, the wire will be heated and it gets hot. It will melt the wire and your flower will start dropping, and it's gonna be a disaster. So I recommend using the pipe cleaner instead. It's moldable, it's durable. At the same time, the files around the wire, even though the wire gets hot, but the fuzz will hold tightly with the glue to the base. So that's what this pipe cleaner basically is. Next thing is my glue gun. So this is my preferred glue gun. It's an AdTech precision glue gun. It's more expensive than the normal glue gun, but I like this, especially with a very small nozzle. It's advantage when you are using you are making small and tiny flowers. You know, even the very tight areas, this nozzle can get into it. Plus, it has the stand on itself, so I don't have to do anything, you know, to keep it in place because it has a stand. So when you buy this one, it comes with a stick glue also. So when you buy this thing doesn't come with it. My husband just put this switch for me so that I can easily turn on and off my glue gun without plugging and unplugging it, which is kind of a hassle for me. So I'm gonna put the link below also on where I get this one. So this is my preferred glue gun, but you can use whatever glue gun you have available, especially when you are just starting. Doesn't need to be, you know, everything as a pro, but you need a glue gun in making paper flowers. So the next thing is the hot glue stick. So this is what we use in order to, you know, glue our petals. So this is like what we feed to our glue gun. So I want to share with you how to spot the good quality glue stick. So as you can see, even without opening this one, the glue stick isn't as clear as this. So one thing I want you to remember, that the clearer the stick glue, the better the quality is. So if it's yellowish and like smudgy type of glue gun, don't do it, because there's a possibility that it's not as good quality, and you know, you don't want your petals to come off from sticking together. So I recommend to use as clear glue stick as possible. So the next thing is, so that's what covers, no, sorry, we need a scissors also. So when we are just beginners, you know, we use the scissors. So I recommend, I have two Fiskars scissors here. This one looks better, yes, but this one works better because this one is titanium. I recommend to use the titanium, and also this one is all plastic. So when you are cutting like 1,000 sheets for an event or for a project, you don't want to have this scissor, the all plastic handle, because it would really hurt. I've done that before, but this particular scissor has a rubber on it, so it's a little bit softer on your hand when you are cutting. And I've done some experiments before with different brands. The cleanliness of the cut really matters, and this is the scissor that really works best for me. So you will, this is actually the Cricut scissors, but you need something similar to this one to cut the tighter section of your petals, or like the more detailed area of curves or whatever. So you need a smaller one to really be more precise on your cut. So these are the scissors that I would recommend for you to get, titanium and the smaller one. So those are the things that covers for the basic of paper flowers. Now let's go to, you know, in case you want to nudge your paper flower into the higher level. So let's go to the advanced area, and basically we need a Cricut machine or any cutting machine, a Silhouette. But I have Cricut, I have Explore 2 and the Maker. So I said Cricut because I can really relate more, or I can really give you more idea and support when it comes to Cricut, because that's what I am using. The Silhouette, I'm planning to buy one, but I still haven't. So you need a cutting machine. So especially when you are making leaves or centers, cutting machine is a must. So especially with those intricate designs, no way that a hand cut will do it. Especially those laces or the center or butterflies, the hand cut won't able to do it. So another thing for the advance is a special marker. So this one is a gold Sharpie. I use this one to outline the edge of the petal, you know, to create like a gold edge on it. So it really gives a nice look to your petal, also different look, I mean. So you can get this one in gold, silver. There's also a rose gold before, whatever the theme of your project is. So this is the special marker. So there are times that the color of the client doesn't really match with all the cardstock that's available in the store. So what we're gonna do is spray paint the paper. So these are my to-go paint, spray paint for painting gold. Also it comes in silver, so in case you want to use this one in silver, and also in rose gold, and also in different variety of color. So the brand is Design Master, so I like this one. There was also a time that there was a particular pink and sage that the paper color wasn't really available, and the client was a bit, you know, particular with the color. So I have no choice but to buy those paint so that I can spray paint my flower. So when spray painting, I recommend when you need to spray paint a flower, I really recommend to make the rose flower instead of the regular paper flowers, because you know the rose flower, you just have to assemble the rose and then spray paint it, and then you're good. But with the regular paper flower, what you need to do is to cut all the petals, spray paint it one by one, dry it one by one, and then assemble it together. So it's a bit of a hassle for me when painting a regular paper flower compared to the rose. So you have this we have this can of spray paint. We also have this gun holder for our spray paint. We don't want our nails, you know, to be painted, or our fingers will touch into the paint. So this would aid or give the solution to the problem. So this is what I use when I'm spray painting. Basically it will go right here, and then you can just press this trigger here, and the spray paint will come out. So the next thing is the foam ball. So I got this one from Joann's, but I will also put the link below, and will show you, you know, so that you'll know where did I get some when ordering it online. So these are the foam balls that I use. I use this one for center. Together with the foam ball, it comes with the glitters. I got this one from Michael, and it would look like this one after I make it. So the only thing that you need to make this glittery center are these foam balls that I cut in half. I put a glue on it, and then dip it in a glitter, and then have a toothpick, let it dry on some extra styrofoam. So I use this larger foam ball also to make like a hydrangea ball. So this is what I use, and I attach all my mini hydrangeas in there. So you know, these are the techniques that I use when you want to, you know, put your paper flowers into the higher level. So another thing is beads or crystals or whatever you have. So I use this one for centers also. So I have the flat center, I layer it, and then I put this one. So it gives like a more special look on it. So these are the beads that I use when I'm making hydrangea ball. So another thing is this dye ink pad. So what I do with this, you know, sometimes I just slide the edge of the petal and it gives it a more special and different look. So I have many more materials that I wanted to share with you. Here's another thing. You need a metal ruler and a scoring knife. If you don't have scoring knife, this one is the spatula that comes with a cricut. So I use this one when I'm scoring my petals, or especially the leaves. So by scoring it before folding, it would ensure that you have a cleaner fold instead of just folding it right away. And also it will give more texture to your petal. So if you don't have this one, just buy the metal roller and use the butter knife. That's a solution. So that's it for today. That's it for this video in this tutorial series. This is video number 1, just orienting you guys on the things that I use in my paper flower business. So thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe and share it to your friends who plan to, you know, dive into the paper flower business. Until next time, bye.